Hi, my name is Alexander Furash, and it is my honor to welcome you to New Works. For those of you who don't know, New Works is entirely student made. The process begins all the way back in the fall semester at Writer's Workshop, where the scripts are made and edited. Then in the spring semester, directors and actors are chosen to bring these pieces of art to life. If that sounds like a lot to do on top of a busy college schedule, that's because it is. And yet, these students were passionate about theater to come together and make some amazing art. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge all of the hard work that the playwrights, directors, actors, and everyone else who gave their valuable time to work on these shows did. These were incredibly trying times, but you didn't let that stop you from creating art, and that alone deserves a round of applause. The run length for New Works will be around 90 minutes, and there will be a 10-minute intermission. Oh, and content warning for discussion of dark themes and heavy material, depictions of violence, and descriptions of violence. Hi, everyone. I'm here with JD. JD, would you mind introducing yourself and the show you've been working on?
Hi there. My name is JD Ekman. I'm a sophomore at NAU, and I had the privilege of working on Athenian Elegy by the lovely James Wallace.
So tell me, what initially drew you to the script of Athenian Elegy?
When I found out that I would be directing for New Works, I was super excited, and we got to sit down and read all of the plays, and this one just seemed so cool. It seemed really funny. It seemed really out of my comfort zone, so I was really excited for it.
So, without giving away all the cool moments, what can the audience expect to see?
Um, Maybe some trench coats, maybe some snappy jazz music, and a lot of laughs.
Wow. All right. Upcoming next, we have Athenian Elegy, written by James Wallace and directed by J.D. Ekman.
Scene 1. Setting. The Ophthalmos' oikos, their house. At rise, the Ophthalmos sits at their table, pouring wine from a large vase into their cup. Moody jazz plays as the wind blows and rain pitter-patters on the ceiling of their home.
It was a cold, rainy night in Athens. The kind of cold, rainy night you get shivers down your spine just thinking about. The kind of cold, rainy night they speak about in the stories. The kind of cold, rainy night where things go wrong. If only I'd known. There I was, sitting in my oikos, spending some quality time with my best friend. The only constant I'd ever known since my return from the Persian War. Naxian wine. Then, she walked into my entryway.
The Euniko walks in.
You're the private ophthalmos in this part of town?
I might be. Depends on who's asking.
And if I was?
Well, seeing as I don't know you, and I never seen you around the Agora before, no, I ain't the ophthalmos.
If I let my Drachmae do the talking?
The Euniko throws a sack of coins onto the table.
Well, now the answer might be a little different. Have a seat, why don't you?
The Euniko walks in and sits down across the table from the ophthalmos.
Her legs were as long as Ionic columns, and just as slender. And she was good. Damn good. She knew her way around a barter, that's for damn sure.
Oh, what do you need a down-and-out metrocoides like me for? I'm retired. I haven't worked the case since a long time ago.
Word on the street is, you know the Athenian underbelly like nobody else.
High praise. You hear that round the Agora?
In a way, ophthalmos.
She was good. Damn good. She knew just how to intrigue me and leave me wanting more. Like Tantalus from the stories. A modern-day Tantalus. That's rich.
So, you mind telling me what the problem is?
Problem?
There's always a problem, Unica. Theft, murder, kidnapping, you name it, Athens has got it. Stedia undergrounded the meat is garden, if you catch my drift.
You're smarter than you look, you know?
Haven't you heard that appearances can be deceiving, Unica?
Note taken. But yes, there is a problem. How familiar are you with the Monops?
The Monops. She said that name and the sky fell. Atlas packed his bags and skipped town. Or at least it felt that way. Once more into the breach, I thought. If only.
All too familiar. Say, you got a name, or do I have to keep calling you Unica?
Get to know me better first, Ophthalmos, and we'll see.
Touche. So, what's a gal like you getting involved with the Monops for anyway, eh, Unica?
Be careful, Ophthalmos. Not here. Walk me home. It's dangerous to be a woman at night in Athens.
Understatement.
Yeah, let me get my coat on.
The Ophthalmos puts on a trench coat and fedora over their Greek robe.
Let's go.
The Unica and the Ophthalmos leave the Oikos and start walking.
So, tell me, Ophthalmos, what do you like about Athens?
Ain't that the age-old question? Athens, the crown jewel of the Aegean Sea. To most people, Athens is a city of gods, of heroes, of wonders. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that Athens is a city like Pandora's box. Beautiful. Beautiful, that is, until you open its lid. And from where we're standing, the Acropolis looked as far away as the stars in the night sky. I wish I could just quit this city-state, but something about it keeps pulling me back in.
Athens is, interesting. You know, it keeps me on my toes. You never know who's gonna walk into your oikos one day. Could be Athena herself, for all you know. Could just be a runaway. Athens is a kick in the head, Unica.
And I've got the scars to prove it.
That's one way of putting it. Have you ever wanted to leave?
Well, now that's a question you don't hear every day. Only one other person's been bold enough to ask me that question before. A long time ago.
I've seen my fair share of the world, Unica. Most of it ain't much different from right here. In Athens, sorry. I've seen my fair share of the world, Unica. Most of it ain't much different from here in Athens. Every year the rich get richer, the hoi polloi die quicker. It's the same from here to Babylon. Same old story. Gods must be crazy everywhere, I guess. But, you know, interesting ain't all it's cracked up to be. I could do with some nice peace and quiet. Maybe in Hades. I wanted to ask.
Well, when I first walked into your oikos, you stuck out like a fish on dry land. Are you sure you belong in a city-state? You sound like some sort of anarchist.
Call me whatever you'd like, Unica. I'm just an Athenian who believes in justice. But now that you mention it, I have always wanted to live on a beach somewhere. Cyprus, maybe. Sitting on the white sands, drinking fine wine. The simple life. The quiet life.
Sounds
Quite
nice.
nice.
I've always wanted to see Cyprus.
Say, what about you? You running away from something?
Always. Aren't you? You look tired, Ophthalmos.
She read me like a papyrus manuscript.
You're a bold one, that.
I like to think so, Ophthalmos.
Say, where you from? I've been listening to your accent and I'm at a complete loss. I know the Aegean like the back of my hand, and yet I can't seem to place where you're from. What are your stomping grounds, if you don't mind me asking?
Looks like I'm not the only bold one here. I come from far away, and let's leave it at that for now. Why don't we?
Fair enough. Fair
An
enough.
enigma wrapped in mystery. That's what she was. But I'm a tough nut to crack, and I don't give up that easy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Say, how far away is your place?
Should be a few blocks more. I'm staying with an old friend, Demetrios, from way back. Tell me, Ophthalmos, what do you know about the monarch?
More than I care to, Eunika. I know he's the meanest spawn of javelin this side of the Aegean. I know they're proud of it, too. I know that they work with Spartans, Corinthians, and worst of all, Persians. And I know how they lost their right eye.
How'd they lose their right eye?
Get to know me better first. Maybe I'll tell you.
Touche.
The Eunika stops walking.
Here we are.
Well, here we are. After you.
The Eunika goes to open the door, but it doesn't move a muscle.
Locked. It shouldn't be locked.
The Eunika tries harder to open the door. No dice.
Locked. I've got a funny feeling about this.
Get behind me, Eunika.
The Ophthalmos pulls out a revolver.
Be careful with that.
Better safe than sorry.
The Ophthalmos speaks to their revolver.
Well, my old friend, it's a shame we had to meet up like this. I was sure we weren't going to meet on these terms again. No rest for the wicked, I suppose.
The Ophthalmos prepares to break down the door. They slam their shoulder into it and bust it down. The two of them walk inside.
Demetrios?
The Eunika walks around looking for their comrade. The Ophthalmos stands in the doorway.
Demetrios? Something's wrong. They told me they'd be here when I got back. Demetrios?
The Ophthalmos loads their revolver. There's a hissing noise as the Ophthalmos and the Eunika look around.
Something's wrong. Demetrios isn't here. Wait. Can you smell that? Smells like.
Miasma! Eunika, it's bad air!
What do we do?
Just hold your breath and don't breathe in. Stay with me, Eunika. Don't you pass out on me. Don't you.
The Ophthalmos and the Eunika pass out. Shortly after, somebody walks in.
Quickly now, see. I ain't paying you townies to stand in the entryway all day. Come on now, get 'em up. We're short on time, see, and our ship's leaving any moment now. Grab her, you mooks, and leave the other ones for the rats. Well, would you look at that? The gods must be smiling on me today. On second thought, grab 'em both. I got a score to settle.
Video out. End of scene. Scene 2. Setting. A ship sailing on the Aegean Sea. At rise, Thalthamos and the Eunika are tied back to back in chairs, rocking with the waves. The Monarchs watches, taking swigs from a cask of wine. Another person stands to their side. Thalthamos comes too.
I never thought I'd be back on the Aegean, feeling the rocking of the waves underneath me. It brought back memories. Bad ones. Memories of war, memories of camaraderie, memories of pain. Yet there I was, tied up with the Eunika, wondering how it all went sour. Was the jig up the moment we walked into her oikos? Or when she walked into mine? All I knew was that it was up, and that I needed to act. Fast.
The Thalthamos looks around, and the Monarchs gives him a wallop.
Well. Look what the cat dragged in. Otis,
Pythios!
long time no see.
Not long enough, you two-bit traitorous goat fucker! Let me out of these chains, why don't you? Let me show you and your goon just how glad I am to see your ugly mugs!
None of that goody two-shoes. See, I got a job to carry out. And I'm not letting my prey get away that easy.
The Monarchs takes a swig of some extraordinarily strong wine.
Whew. That's some strong stuff. You ever have wine from Naxos, Otis? Packs a punch.
Don't I know it?
The Eunika comes too.
Where am I?
You're on a one-way trip to Babylon, Eunika.
Babylon. I can't go back to Babylon.
The Eunika looks at the person standing next to the Monarchs, recognizing him.
Wait, Demetrios? You sold me out to the Mana?
Sorry, Dollface. Your reward was just too sweet to ignore. I mean, 3 triremes full of drachma. With that kind of dough, I'd be set for life.
After all we've been through.
Oh, try to understand. You do the same thing in my position.
You're disgusting. I can't believe I ever trusted you. You snake.
You better watch your mouth. I'm about to become one of the richest people in Greece.
See about that.
Monarchs grabs Demetrios by the throat.
I ain't too keen on sharing your rube.
But we, the deal.
And this is me breaking it. You see?
The Monarchs crushes Demetrios' windpipe, killing him.
Oh my. You're a monster.
Like I said, I ain't too keen on sharing. I ain't too keen on loose ends either. You see, the Emperor is paying me quite the hefty sum to bring him back to you. Alive. Who'd have thunk he cared so much about a concubine?
Yunaika spits on the ground.
Hey now, watch it with the shit. I'm doing my job, you see. Anyways, Otis, got some quality catching up time to do together. I gotta get my brass knuckles. Don't go anywhere, you see.
The Monops leaves to get their brass knuckles, but on their way out, they wobble and fall over from the wine.
On second thought, maybe a nap first. Damn, that Naxian stuff, it's hard.
Monops exit.
The Persian Emperor? You didn't tell me you were involved with the Persian Emperor, Yunaika.
Maybe because I want to leave that life behind me. You insensitive Metrocoides. Haven't you heard of keeping the past in the past?
You make it sound like it's so damn easy. It's every single day, Yunaika. Every single goddamn day. Now come on! We gotta find a way to get out of these chains.
Oh, come on. How? We're bound in these ropes.
Leave that to me. I once met a traveling Magos back on the front. He taught me a thing or two about escaping from bonds. But for me to do this, you're gonna need to be extra still, or else this is gonna hurt. A lot.
The Thalmos adjust themselves in their seat.
Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
The Ophthalmos takes a deep breath. They exhale, and bones start to pop and crack, and they slide out of the ropes and onto the ground. After some more popping and cracking, the Ophthalmos stands back up outside of the ropes.
Whew, that never gets easier. Now hold on.
The Ophthalmos unties the Yunaika's ropes.
There we are. Now let's vamoose, eh? There's no telling when to wake up.
I didn't know you served in the Persian War.
Well, yeah, well, I don't really like to talk about it. Keeping the past in the past and all that. But, yeah. Yeah, I served. I did my duty. I did it all. I sailed. I killed. I loved. I lost. I did it all. Actually, that's where I first met Pythios. We were both in the Athenian army back then. I thought we were all proud children of Athens then. The vanguard to stave off the Persian invaders, you know? Turns out, Pythios was swayed more by Persian gold than Athenian pride. I didn't know you were a concubine.
Ex-concubine? But yes, the Emperor's favorite, actually.
So what made you leave?
I was the Emperor's favorite. Can you imagine? Slavery is slavery, no matter what it may look like. Thought you'd learn that in the army.
Point taken, Yunaika. Now let's,
Amarantha.
What?
Amarantha, that's my name. Figured since you shared, I'd share too. Otis, huh?
What about it?
It's a cute name, that's all. You should use it more. It means nobody, right?
Yeah. The priestesses of Athena, the ones that took me in, they love those stories about gods and monsters, Odysseus and stuff. I never quite believed it myself, but honestly, I'd love to talk history another time. Right now, I've got a thirst for vengeance that not even Naxian wine could quench, if you catch my drift. Damn, we gotta find my piece first.
It's a small ship. Where could it possibly be?
Oh, Malacus! It's with Pythios.
Amarantha walks over to the side of the ship and starts pulling on a piece of wood off the hole.
Let's improvise. Come on, help me with this.
Otis walks over, and together the two of them pull off a piece of wood.
Now we sharpen it
With what? A teeth?
with this. There's a small blade at the bottom.
Very crafty, Amarantha. Very crafty.
Let's just say I've been around the block. Now let's get to it.
They start whittling. After a good bit of whittling, Amarantha holds up a sharpened wooden stake and hands it to Otis.
Well, this should do the job nicely. Let's go.
The two of them sneak along, making their way into the room the Monops are sleeping in. They're snoring loudly. At one point, they snort and shift, and Otis and Amarantha freeze. False alarm. The Monops goes back to snoring loudly. Our heroes get right up to the Monops in bed.
Amarantha, when I do this, it could get dangerous. Go find a place to hide.
Amarantha sneaks away.
Gods, I know we ain't on the best of terms, but give me the strength. Just this once. And a long time coming, you traitor!
Otis plunges the wooden stake into the Monop's left eye, then runs away. The Monops bolts up in pain, now completely blind.
Otis is trying to kill me!
Stumbles around the room and runs outside. Gets tripped on the side of the ship. And falls, gurgle, choke, and sink beneath the waves, drowning.
I'll see you in Tartarus, Malachus.
Amarantha walks back on, holding Otis's revolver.
Well, that's a sight you don't see every day. Here's your weapon, by the way. I found it under the bed.
Well, old friend, I think this is where we part ways. It's been a good run, but I'm through with the killing. I'll see you later.
Otis throws the revolver into the water.
And with that, my past is dead for good. I'm the only one who remembers those days, and may they die with me. Man, what did that killing get us, eh, Pythios? Nothing! Nothing but a one-way ticket to Hades. So, Yunaika, where to?
This is gonna sound nuts.
Oh, go for it!
Well, I was thinking, and I think Cyprus sounds pretty good right about now. How about it? You, me, and a cask of Maxine wine, sitting on the white sands and relaxing. And afterwards, we can go back to Athens.
Sounds like Elysium to me. Can you sail?
Does Hephaestus have clubbed feet?
Point taken. So what are we waiting for?
Easy now, Otis. Look at the sky. Helios has almost finished his trip. Can't we beach the ship for the night and head for Cyprus in the morning?
That sounds like a good idea to me. Let's find a place to stay for the night.
You know, you're a really nice person. Thanks for helping me.
Oh, it ain't no big deal.
Well, it is to me. Come here.
Amarantha, this is Otis. Video out.
And that's all there really is left to tell. A happy ending, a fresh start. 20 years ago, if you'd asked that dead-eyed Athenian youth what their future would look like, they wouldn't have said anything close to this. Who would have thunk? It's the beginning of something wonderful. Thank the gods.
Video is back up. Otis and Amarantha are sitting on the beach together, their backs turned to the camera. They clink their glasses together and look at one another. Video out. End of play.
Hi, I'm here with Brett Papillo, even though you can't see him. Brett, would you mind introducing yourself and the show you've worked on?
Hello, my name is Brett Papillo, and I'm directing Sunrise Sunset, written by Clay Woodard.
So what initially drew you to the script?
The script itself was written in such an abstract format that it really did draw me in to try to find the challenges to direct it over Zoom, especially with it being written to be such a movement-heavy piece. I just thought it would be a fun experience to direct.
So without giving away anything, what can the audience expect to see?
The audience should expect to see the simplicities of communication between two people, but with such a more significance meaning to each of them.
All right. Upcoming next, we have Sunrise Sunset, written by Clay Woodard and directed by Brett Papillo.
Am I a person?
Do you have feelings?
Yes.
And you are a person. Do you think I am?
That you're what?
A person.
Oh. I don't know.
I think I'm a protagonist.
You aren't.
I am. I'm the protagonist of an epic adventure. And you?
I am no protagonist. My story has no need for one.
Indulge me.
Okay. I am a protagonist of a silent film.
I think you're the star of a melodrama. I must bound and jump and live. My audience must love me.
I cannot.
Your hands are shaking.
They always do. The sun is rising.
Use your energy.
You get your energy from the sun. I do not.
But your hands, they're full of energy.
It is not energy in my hands.
The sun is up high. Action awaits me.
Oh dear.
I long to feel my skin steep in my sweat.
Would you like to borrow mine?
It isn't earned. I want to explode with unbridled energy.
Why would you seek that?
If a person doesn't root for the protagonist of their own story, what's the use in even writing it?
Why are we in separate stories?
Because if we weren't, then we wouldn't both be protagonists.
You're saying I would be the villain of your story.
Perhaps. then is it not better that we're in separate stories?
I suppose.
My audience roots for their protagonist.
I do not root for my protagonist.
My story's bright and warm.
Until the sun sets. Mine is always dim. Not bright nor dark, but always in motion.
I am in motion.
Until the sun sets.
Don't you say that. It might not this time.
But the day is nearly over.
Yes. I feel icky. Like a sickness has been implanted in the pit of my stomach and is expanding.
We have been here before.
I feel more like a weight sinking in water than a person.
Am I a person?
The ground calls for me like a magnet inside my head. I'm bound to the dirt I must return to.
Do you have feelings?
Not since the sun began to set.
We have been here before.
We have been here before. Do you have feelings?
Always.
I have more than I can count in the sunshine. But I forget what it is to feel at night. I'm full of nothing.
You mean hollow?
No, I'm full. I'm so full I ache. But I'm full with the heaviness of absence.
The sun has been down.
I want to rest.
Are you a person?
No. Are you?
I'm not sure.
I'm tired. Wake me when the sun rises.
Is it better to be a protagonist with epic highs and lows than to be bored to death with your own mediocrity?
I am nothing.
I'm happy with what I have.
I'm full of nothing.
I am happy with my mediocrity.
I must return to the dirt.
The sun warns its return.
I feel the stir of invigoration.
We have been here before.
I am weak, but I feel.
The protagonist of an epic adventure.
I remember what it is to feel.
And I always have.
I feel my spine shiver with energy.
It must be exhausting to oscillate.
It must be boring to remain constant.
It is debilitating.
This is invigorating.
The sun is rising.
I'm alive.
Until the sun sets once more.
Don't you say that. It might not this time.
You have said that before and you have been wrong.
But this time I might be right.
I envy you. Your naivety.
I don't know what it is to envy. Not in the sunshine.
Hi, I'm with Carly Durr here, and Carly, would you mind introducing yourself and also the show that you've been?
Yes, my name is Carly Durr, and I directed All the Time Here by Asher Robinson.
So what drew you to the script when you first saw it?
What initially drew me to the script was just the content of it all and the open-endedness. I really appreciate that. I'm someone who doesn't like when things have concrete answers. So I really just wanted to explore everything that I could with this script.
So without giving any concrete answers, because obviously we want to avoid that, what can the audience expect to see?
I would say to expect to just really think afterwards, let it take you where it wants to, and you may also be angry when you think about the concept of time.
Well, I always am, so that'll be great. Here we have All the Time Here, written by Asher Robinson and directed by Carly Durer.
Where am I?
Ah, welcome.
What are you doing here? Are you waiting for me?
Waiting for you. No, I'm just sitting here.
Where is here?
Here is here. That's plain to see.
All I remember is... Oh. That's right, I'm dead now, aren't I?
You are.
I didn't expect it.
Very few do.
What are you doing here? Have there been more before me?
Do you believe you were the first one to die?
Definitely not.
You aren't the first, are you?
I guess not. So, are you some kind of immortal being? An angel? A demon? Come on now.
You know, out of all the funny things you humans do and have, there's just one thing that seems absolutely ridiculous to me.
What?
This whole idea you have of time.
Time?
Yes, time. Humans are so obsessed with the matter of time. Always so quick, so slow, yet constant. As if you could and yet couldn't control time. Your concept of it is arbitrary and so subjective. For example, what time is it right now?
Haven't a clue. I'm dead. Time doesn't matter now.
Well, take a guess.
2:30.
Yes, you're right.
I am.
You are, but you would have been equally as right if you'd said any time at all. For example, I could say that it's 7:42 p.m. with 37 seconds and 422 milliseconds, and I could be right. You get your concept of time from clocks, from timers. And there are millions of those things. Not only that, but the time changes as you move around the world. Who's to say it's not 7:42 out there right now if there's a clock out there telling me that it is?
That clock could be broken though.
Not necessarily. That clock can still tell me what time it is to it. Just can't tell me what time I want to perceive it to be.
That's ridiculous.
Is it? What time is it?
I don't know.
Exactly. No one knows, outside of what time they think it is or are told it is. Yet, they rely on it and curse it for so many things.
Okay, I'll indulge you. If time is such a subjective concept, how do you explain aging? Humans age, plain and simple. They get older. Is that not time?
How do people grow older?
They live for an extended period of time, and their bodies change throughout the course of that time.
And what is time?
Oh, come now. I won't go walking in circles for you again. We both know what time is to us. You've made that plenty clear. Can there not be a universal concept of time?
Can there be?
Give me an answer already. I'm running out of patience.
Time.
Patience! Good heavens, can you let me speak for myself?
You've been speaking plenty this entire time. Why would I need to speak for you? I only interject because you seem to be stuck. No, silly, not stuck physically. Mentally. You're so stuck on this train of thought.
No, I'm trying to have a conversation with you and you keep babbling nonsense at me. It's starting to get on my nerves. Listen, I just want to be sorted into heaven or hell and move on with this. There's not much to do here. You're like the most exciting thing in here, or else I'd find something else to...
Pass the time.
Gods almighty, is everything about time to you?
Not quite. I just find it interesting. And I find you interesting.
Me. I am quite normal, I assure you.
Oh? Got the pride to assume that.
I don't think it's prideful to find myself ordinary.
And yet, isn't it? If you are ordinary or normal, that means you see yourself as similar to most humans. Do you see yourself and your values to be a pinnacle of humanities when you're simply one out of a billion others?
That's not what I meant.
But that is what it means. It is almost more prideful to assume you're a common member of a collective than to assert your power and independence as a person. Pushing yourself and your values onto others does not make you humble. It makes you ignorant.
Look, I didn't do anything special in life. I was a baker. I wasn't some big celebrity, doctor, or anyone who could have influenced the world. Didn't do anything real to influence anything.
You really believe that? Even if that were true, whose fault would that be?
No one's. Not everyone can cause change. Some people have to be normal. It's the dirt around that makes the diamond shine, isn't it?
Ridiculous. Once again, misunderstood concepts by you humans ruining your lives.
Nothing about that is ridiculous. It's just how the reality is. If everyone shined as bright as the moon, there'd be no point.
You're stuck again.
Oh, what am I stuck in now? Spiritual nonsense?
Oh, yourself. You've lost perspective. As always, stuck in your own life and views. We had a conversation about one of these concepts just a moment ago. Can you keep up?
Once again, your mumbling doesn't make sense.
I will spell it out then. Your impact is not defined by its size, its effect on the entirety of the human race. It is defined by how much help and change you put into the lives of those around you. You're stuck in how you didn't change the entire world. But how did you affect those in your life? Big changes are not made by one person. Change is put into the world, and if enough people put that change out there, that's when it makes a difference.
So what you're saying is, to make a big change, I needed to work with a team of bakers?
No, that is not what I said. It is the effort one puts into changing the lives of those around them that defines the impact of a person, not how many people receive their word changed by that effort.
What does that effort mean then? How could I have changed the lives of others? I can't control anyone. I have no power over what they would do.
You had more power than you'd think.
I had more power. Oh, it all felt like I couldn't do anything. What could I have done that was really worth all that much? I liked making people happy with my pastries, but I always felt like I could have been doing more. Compared to scientists making great discoveries, I feel like my being a baker was nothing.
What makes those discoveries greater than your pastries and helping those around you?
They did something beneficial to humanity.
And what makes something beneficial?
When you're helping your fellow man, putting good into the universe.
And you think one human did that alone?
No, multiple people helped with that. That is worth so much more and needs more teamwork than making cookies.
Well, why'd you become a baker then?
I liked baking. I always had a skill for it, and it made people so happy. They'd see my designs or get treats from me, and the smiles I got, joy on their faces, it all felt so worth it.
And bringing happiness and fuller stomachs to those around you was not beneficial.
No, well, I guess it did help them, didn't it? And it made them feel better. Huh. So it wasn't more valuable necessarily, was it?
Finally, you're using your brain.
I did what I could to benefit those I could. I couldn't spread my talents or efforts to everyone, but I gave joy and helped the ones closest to me, the ones that would let me. I lifted their spirits as much as I could, and everybody does that for someone else to a point.
You're catching on. It's a group effort everywhere, you know, but who can be expected to be perfect in the span of their life? You know, there's always more to be done, but who can be expected to do, think, and know of everything on their own in the span of their life?
So, did I do enough to get into heaven?
Bold of you to presume there's a heaven.
No, you won't get me with this one. I was taught of heaven and hell, grace and punishment.
Your beliefs are not universal. Once again, who's to say that what you were taught by Christianity was right? There are numerous other interpretations of what comes after death. Buddhists believe in reincarnation. Muslims believe in a period of rest before the Day of Judgment. The Egyptians even believed death to be a transition to a multitude of possibilities.
So which one was right in the end? Which version of the afterlife should I expect?
None of them. All of them, who knows? You humans have tried to conceptualize death, time, spirituality thousands of times, but you have no truth to back it up. You're saying that your concept of the universe and the afterlife while you are alive could be more accurate than what you're experiencing here with me.
I don't know what I'm experiencing here.
I would be surprised if you did. It can be hard to know something before you've experienced it.
And no one really comes back from death. Yeah, so I guess there really is no way of knowing, is there?
There is.
Outside of experiencing it.
You got me there. You're getting more clever by the second, you know.
So give me one answer already, please. What's here if it's not heaven? What's happening? What are you?
You expect to classify me.
I expect you to classify yourself.
Why would I do that? Classification doesn't matter to me. I'm me.
You are obsessed with the concept of, well, concepts, but you're not interested in the concept of yourself.
I'm interested in why things are classified or how things are classified, but I'm not particularly interested in applying that to myself. I like learning and thinking more than applying.
Great! You definitely went to college. Philosophy?
Oh no. You won't trick an answer out of me like that. Do not try to trap me in a mind game. It won't work. Your brain is working harder, but you're still too stuck. You won't classify me. Be content with confusion.
All I want to know is where we are, why I'm here, and how long I'm going to be here. Can you at least give me a name? I haven't had a name to call you this entire time.
I've had no name to call you this entire time, and we've gotten along just splendidly.
My name is...
Dead. I don't need your name. I don't need it like you need mine. Strange how instead of respecting me for what I am to you, you need me to give up a part of myself to satisfy your needs.
Isn't that what you owe me? Giving and taking in respect?
What I owe you is what I can or will give, and I cannot or will not give you what you want in this case. I will not classify or name myself to you, and to demand more of me is simply selfish.
Fine. Is there anything safe to talk about then?
We could return to this issue you keep having with time. Why are you so obsessed with it still?
You are the one obsessed with time, not me. I just don't want to be here forever, and the longer I'm here, the longer it feels like forever.
Why are you in a rush? To paraphrase your own words, you are dead. Time does not matter.
Well, I can't just sit around. I want to get on with this and know what's happening.
You still don't understand. You are dead. And you're gonna have forever to be dead, aren't you? So, it stands to reason that you have the time to wait for whatever comes next. There's no more trying to get everything in before it disappears or you're dead. This is it. This is what you humans have been avoiding.
How long have I been dead at this point?
Oh, hundreds of human years.
Hundreds!
Who knows? Time has passed, or has it? Time isn't the river downstream anymore. It's the ocean and air around you. The past, the future, the present. There's not fully a difference anymore.
And what's the point of this all? This place, this conversation, you and me?
I don't know. Not up to me to give meaning.
It seems like all you've been doing is talking about points and meanings and concepts. I'm sick of it all. Do you even know anything? None of this talk matters now that I'm dead. I can't change it. What are we doing here? I thought being dead was supposed to be peaceful.
Well, what is peace?
I don't know. Shut up! Oh, shut up! You keep confusing me with all of these large questions and pondering the universe, and I'm not in the mood to discuss more.
So you don't want to find out the truth of your universe, your existence?
Not right now. This is all too much for right now. You don't have answers for me as it is. What's happening? What's next?
So I suppose you'd like to just sit in silence.
If you wouldn't mind. Oh. I see now. I mean, I can start to see what you mean. Time. What even is time to hear? Oh, I understand so much now. You're right. Oh, the thoughts. I need more. I need to think, comprehend. Yes. Oh, yes.
Where am I?
Ah. Welcome.
Hi, I'm with Jesse Wanagot. Jesse, would you mind introducing yourself and the show you've been working on?
Yeah, my name's Jesse Wanagot, and I'm a senior here at NAU, and I am directing Honey, I Killed My Boss, written by Jay Burgess.
So tell me, what initially drew you to the script?
Yeah, I was initially drawn to the script because of its comedic dialogue that Shay wrote, and I've never directed a comedy before, so I thought it'd be an interesting challenge.
So without giving away any of the comedic elements, what can the audience expect?
The audience can expect a satirical commentary on the nuclear modern American family.
All right. So next we have Honey, I Killed My Boss, written by Shay Bergerson and directed by Jesse Wanagot.
And even at my dreadful job today, I just felt like everyone was clearly staring at me, John.
Maybe it's because you always have your tits hanging out. Like all over the damn place. I swear you need to corral them in for Christ's sake.
What?
Oh, nothing, sweetheart. Probably just your anxiety kicking your tail a bit.
Tail? I'm not a rabbit, Jeffrey. I'm a full-grown, beautiful, independent, and kind of hairy woman.
And an attractive one at that.
Don't you know how I deeply despise you and all you do for me?
What was that, dear?
Nothing, Craig. I just want you to know that we're having meatloaf for dinner.
Meatloaf again? For Christ's sake, Susan, how many goddamn times do we have to have meatloaf in this dreary household?
What, dear?
Oh, nothing, sweetheart. Meatloaf will be a surprising delight.
So, how was your work today, honey?
Well, I murdered my boss.
Oh, what for?
Well, you know how I'm God.
Sure, sweetie.
Well, he was yelling at Stanley today. You know Stanley.
Oh, yes.
Nice guy, right?
Oh, most definitely. Oh, I wanted to take him by the hand and lead him down a world of intense, violent, tragic pleasure. I wanted to do things to him so vile that it could scar our children for life. In a way that would make the situation even steamier.
Huh?
I just said most definitely in relation to the question you asked, dearie.
Oh, right. Well, I just, with my godly wisdom, decided that no one should be allowed to yell at Stanley and live.
So, how'd you kill him?
Well, I told him I had some coke in the bathroom and we could go do it. And of course he came along. I mean, I could spot that little pinky coke nail from a mile away. Anyway, once I had him in there, I slapped his head against the icy tile floor and furiously ripped his arm off. I can still hear his screams under my whispers of, "Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?" as I slowly slapped him with his own unattached hand across his face and dick. He was screaming and crying in there for around 20 minutes, and I made a snow angel in his blood.
Oh, really, Richard?
Yeah, the cops are on their way.
Are you sure he didn't just almost fire you again today? I can never tell with you.
No. Maybe.
Well, you're my man, Andrew, and I love you.
I love you, Carrie.
Mom. Guess what happened at school today?
What happened?
A plane crashed and killed a bunch of the other kids.
Aaron, are you okay?
I think so, besides this piece of metal sticking out of my head. And the other kids at school found out that I'm gay.
Well, we're glad you're finally coming out of the closet, kiddo.
Yeah, you were in there long enough. We thought you might be a stealthy witch, brewing up potions and stuff in that closet. Maybe sacrificing chickens or grandma, perhaps.
You all know what happens to witches. Cameron, burned.
That's the...
Sarah, you're only supposed to say one word or else you screw it up.
Yeah, we're trying to have a thing going, Mom. You're screwing it all up.
You people and your opinions.
Mom, even though you were all talking about burning me at the stake, I think you're the one who should be embarrassed.
Let's ridicule, kiddos. Dumb bitch.
Slut. Loser.
Haha, loser, dummy.
You people and your hurtful words.
God's rapture also came today at school. I think I didn't get picked up by God because I'm gay.
No, it's just because you're awful.
Well, you didn't get picked up either.
That's because he brutally murdered 5 6th graders last June. I saw you burying those dismembered bodies in the backyard, kid. I have to say, I'm quite proud.
We both are.
Parents, why didn't you get picked up by God's light?
Well, we're swingers and drug addicts. Oh, there was also that time that girl who was killed in
1990.
1990 came up to our car shortly before she was viciously murdered. She was banging on the window, screaming and wailing for help, and the guy was just leaning on a nearby building, admiring his knife. Well, we just explained to the girl that we did not want to buy anything and drove away. Her body was found 2 months later, Nurbine. I still stand by our decision, Jack. Don't you?
Of course, Susan. We were tight on money as it was. We were saving up for Christmas. You kids remember what you got that year, don't you?
A bike. And deep emotional trauma constantly haunts me.
I got a muffin. And the loss of my self-worth.
Oh, the joys of Christmas time. Are you kids doing well in school? Grade-wise?
No?
Yes. I got an A on my English exam.
Well, we're having meatloaf again tonight.
Oh, not again, you dumb slut.
Fucking Christ.
What, dears?
Nothing, Mother.
Nothing, Mother.
So, what
those politics?
Well, if we were to lower the rate of inflation, then the cost of affordable housing would go down, as well as the rate of college tuition. If we were to execute that successfully, then the homeless population would decrease and more people would have a higher education, therefore making the streets safer and less drug use and overdosing. We could have the ability to push for cleaner methods of energy due to the specialization in education.
I wish the president was meaner.
Yeah, why isn't he meaner? This country is going downhill because of that man. And what is it with these minorities being honest and decent people? There are things to do in this world, and that is not one of them.
You make a good point, David.
So, what are you kids thinking of growing up to be today?
I want to be a social worker who specializes in LGBT plus advocacy, maybe a lobbyist. Oh, I mean, I want to work at a water park so I could shove the kids down the slides and not save them when they're drowning.
I want to be a serial killer who hides under the facade of being strikingly attractive and kills all the fucking dumb bitches in the world.
What did you want to be when you were young, parents?
Oh, I want to be a professional chef so I could chop my life away.
I wanted to be a vet. So I could put animals down.
That's so cool.
You want to make an announcement?
What is it, Sharon?
Just don't be too ecstatic. Okay. I'm pregnant.
You know what we should do? Let's admit something. I'll go first. I've been torturing wild animals in my free time.
Oh, me next. I've been brutally murdering little, tall, brunette, brown-eyed children, skinning them and turning them into furniture.
But I'm a little...
A terror of one, if I do say so myself.
Is that why that lamp over there has hair on it?
Yes. Yes, dear. So, what's the message here, kids?
Don't murder someone you love? Murder someone who looks like someone you love?
That's right, sweetie.
That's right.
Life is just a bowl of cherries. Don't make it serious. Life's too mysterious. You work, you save, you worry so, but you can't take your dough when you go. Keep repeating it's the berry. The strongest oak must fall. The sweet things in life to you were just loan.
Hi, I'm with Matthew Villarreal. Matthew, would you mind introducing yourself and the show you've been working on?
So I'm Matthew, and I directed Broken Circuit, written by Emma Perry.
So what initially drew you to the script?
Well, first of all, it's a radio play. And I thought that was really interesting because I've done a lot of sound editing and sound design, but I haven't done a radio play before. So I thought it would be a new, fun challenge. Secondly, it's set in this really interesting cyberpunk dystopia where corporations and data rule everything. And so our main character, Reyes, is an information broker. and takes data mines from corporations and sells it to other corporations.
That's really cool. So, without spoiling, what can the audience expect?
You can expect an emotional, dramatic ride that's done completely through sound. It's a really interesting auditory experience. The actors did an amazing job, and we have a special guest in Seamus Dever narrating for us.
Ooh, okay. Well, next we have Broken Circuits, written by Emma Perry and directed by Matthew Villarreal.
The year is 2036. A tired-looking information broker pulls their worn leather jacket closer to them as evening rain begins to fall. They're here early, sitting on a cold green park bench, waiting for their boss to give them another assignment.
Raise, would you stop picking at your jacket and pay attention to me?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's better. I'll say it again. This won't be an easy one, Raise. Some corporate hotshot wants whatever's in this electrophile. Now, I did all the hard work of getting everything on there for you, so don't go fucking it up and getting yourself killed before the job is done. You got it?
Yes, Kai.
Excellent. Guard this with your little rat light.
Kai hands them a cheap and worn-looking electrophile and a torn piece of paper.
And this, I expect you'll be followed. Oh, and Raise, if you make a mess again, I'll kill you before any corporate thug even gets the chance.
Raise doesn't notice Kai walk away. Instead, they stare at the bolt gun, weighing nothing and everything in their hands.
The warehouse under the contact building. 2 hours. Fortuna? What the fuck kind of password is Fortuna? Oh, fuck. It's gonna take me 2 hours to even get there if I try to lose those tails down Market Street. Oh, better get started then.
Raise begins on foot, weaving in and out of groups and crowds, taking not the most direct route to the corporate district, but the busiest.
Hey, Leather Jacket! Yes, you? Don't you dare walk away from me. I see you. Moneybags, come chat with me for a moment.
Raise freezes. To walk away would draw suspicion.
That's right, come to the table. Tell me, do any of these fit your liking? This bag, here, feel it. It looks so lovely with that, well-loved coat? Or perhaps this handsome wallet. It matches your coat. Oh, look how tough.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't have any money, and I really don't have time for this.
As Raise tries to yank their arm away from the shopkeep, they feel several eyes on their back.
Oh, ungrateful! How can you not buy anything? Come, please have another look at my table.
Raise turns and sees 4 figures, one tall, one short, one with long hair, and one with a gun, all similarly dressed. And approaching, it's too late.
Come back here. I'm not finished speaking with you. Oh, some people...
Raise turns down an alley and instinctively grabs their gun. Though shaken, they do not fumble when they turn off the safety.
Why does it always have to come to this?
Two figures. One tall, one with long hair stand at the entrance, only feet away from Reyes, who is already holding up their gun.
All right, I'll say it now, and I'll say it again when the other two get here. I'll walk away and just leave me alone, or you could die.
The safety of a much larger sounding gun flips off behind Reyes.
Or you can turn around and hand over that electrophile.
The other two figures block Reyes' planned exit. They both hold large guns, ready to fire.
Oh, you're just a lost street rat meddling in shit you shouldn't. Come now. I know you won't shoot us, kid.
They won't, but I might.
A large figure enters the alley and stalks up to Reyes, his cybernetic pieces rattling as he moves. He shoots off 2 rounds and startles Reyes into shooting a third. Four lay dead. No one will notice their passing.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that, Patchwork?
But Reyes did not get any response. The pair wordlessly clean up that mess they made in the alley.
I knew you lied, Reyes. I knew you lied, so I've been following you. You promised me that you'd stop this broker shit, get a real job. I can't keep letting you go out here alone. We both know that you're not as good as you think you are, and you're just gonna wind up dead. You can't keep running through the present like it doesn't matter, like I don't matter. You can never just stay.
What am I supposed to do, Patchwork? I can't do anything else. This is the only thing I'm good at. I can't even do this right. Do you actually believe I want to do this? That I enjoy almost getting fucking killed every 2 weeks just to stay alive? But what choice do I have? I can't stay in the past forever, Patchwork. I can only go forward.
At least let me get the van and drive you.
Reyes nods. They say nothing. For what else is there to say?
So, did you get a look at those assholes' uniforms? Tetraware thugs. Whoever wants this info is seriously fucking with someone. Someone big.
Comtech.
I always wondered how they seem one step ahead of everyone else. Guess the rumors if they mine data from other corporations is true. Well, I'm glad my data's with them then. If Comtech can breach Tetraware, well, that's not very secure security firm, is it? That's a joke, Reyes. Can't you lighten up a little?
I just killed someone.
Patchwork stares out the windshield and tightens his grip on the steering wheel. What was a soft and joking demeanor mere moments ago has been quickly replaced with growing irate frustration.
Reyes, you can't afford to think like that right now. Especially in these situations that you find yourself in. You can never just enjoy something while it's here, can you? Can you? You can't. All you do is run. You know, you run faster and faster towards whatever ending that you think is owed to you. You know, what is so wrong about being in the middle, huh? What is so goddamn terrible about staying here with me? You know, all you fucking do is run for me, Raze, and
I have to run. I have to. The future drives me crazy, but it is the only thing keeping me sane. It's all well and good for you. Your moral compass points where to go and never leads you astray. It's all fucking daisies and sunshine off in Patchworkville, where you can just drive people places and keep dumb kids out of nightclubs. For everyone else, it really fucking sucks. I don't want to feed the corporate machine any more than I have to. But I don't have any goddamn choice. Even if I leave, they follow. Even when I want to do something useful like pack boxes at some shitty warehouse or wash dishes at a beat-up diner, they find me. Remind me I'm pulling on my chain. Tell me I'm an ungrateful brat and drag me back with false promises. Threaten me with the people I care about and shove me to my knees. I can't care about how mad you are at me, Patches. I can only think of the body count till I'm just another someone else's. And don't you dare try to put this on me.
The rest of the drive is silent, as fresh wounds begin to scar over in the same places. The old van pulls to a stop only a few blocks away from the Comtech tower. The glittering lights of advertisements and billboards glow enchantingly, like an electric trap to a fly.
Take my comm. I can't have it with me during the trade. I'll meet you at the club on Maxim.
Patchwork slightly hesitates. There's so much left to say.
I won't. Yeah. Okay. You owe me a drink after all the bullshit today anyway.
All right. But nothing over 10 credits or I'll fight you. And I mean that.
Raze stands alone, their already smaller frame in stark contrast to the towering glass buildings surrounding them on either side. As they walk, the loneliness of the night begins to sink in. There are people, almost crowds, in the sidewalk and streets. Almost all are drunk or high, and all of them laugh, though mostly for show. As the Comtech tower presents itself on the horizon, it does not stand out against the others. It sits, equally as tall and equally as imposing. Raze feels out of place as they enter the Comtech lobby. They quickly turn left and walk down the marble hallway, picking at the fraying edges of their leather jacket out of nervous habit as they walk toward the guarded stairwell. The guard looks bored. Her sad eyes and threatening posture stare down at Raze.
What are you here for?
Fortuna.
Level B3. You're early.
As Ray's goes lower and lower in the Comtech building, the paneling becomes more and more water-stained. B3 is the lowest basement. The massive room is dark. Part storage facility, part server farm. The B3 warehouse is freezing. Ray's is early and alone. As Ray's ventures deeper and deeper into the warehouse, lights begin to flicker on. A door on the opposite side comes to life, and several figures exit a service elevator.
Oh, I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
A woman, well-dressed in a pinstripe suit, hair in large curls, walks toward Ray's in the center of the room. Behind her is a tired young woman, trying hard to keep up. Behind her are three figures with imposing frames, each holding a large weapon.
Please, come closer. Let's sit and discuss the matter at hand.
She gestures, and the three figures each grab a chair and roll it from behind a sorting desk. As the two women sit and gesture for Ray's to join them, Ray's can't help but laugh. Three sitting down, discussing espionage like it's a book club, all while three armed guards remind them that there will be consequences should someone speak out of turn.
So, introductions. I am your client and you are my broker, yes?
I am.
And I trust the journey went smoothly?
4 of Tetraware's thugs delayed my arrival, but they are no longer a problem.
Good, good. Tetraware, you say? Interesting.
But, Madame, why would Tetraware even be involved? The data mining was from CyberArk, I thought. Our plans for Tetraware were next quarter.
The businesswoman raises her hand and snaps. The guard behind the intern raises their gun. The room is silent. So silent. The only noise is the sound of the woman wiping her subordinate's blood off her leather heels as the intern's body hits the floor, lifeless.
I trust this will be inspirational to you.
Indeed.
The time to be shaken was later. Ray's takes the electrophile from their worn leather pocket and places it gently in the woman's outstretched hand. She stands, a large grin on her face.
Your credits have been added. I gave you extra for your troubles. Thank you so much. I gather you can show yourself out.
Ray's nods and turns to walk toward the stairwell. It was silent. So silent. The only sound was worn leather and skin hitting cold concrete. Patchwork sat at the bar in the club for an hour, looking over his shoulder at the door every few minutes. The other patrons only looked at him sadly. They all knew the fact that he was still refusing to let himself believe.
Ray's is calm? Holy shit. Maybe we won't hit negative this time. What a thought.
Another hour passed, then 2. By 3, he was the only patron in the club. After 4 hours of waiting and ordering nothing, Patchwork stood and left. The barkeep shook his head and locked the door behind him.
Forward, huh? The future? The only way out is through. You know, maybe I was wrong. Never thinking there was a way.
Patchwork clipped the comm around his rearview mirror. He was sure he would cry when he got home. But for now, it was best to keep driving.
Wow, that was incredible. Before we end tonight, I would like to leave on a note of gratitude. And I'd like to thank AZP, all the membership, all the people that took time out of their Saturdays to come to production committee. I would like to thank all of the people that worked on these shows. Special thanks to JD, who added in captioning. And most importantly, I'd like to thank the audience. Without you, I mean, this video would still be uploaded, but no one would watch it. That's kind of sad. So thank you so much. Also, thanks for the faculty and the entire theater department. Thank you and have a wonderful night.